appreciation and respect.
You're absolutely right. You could call me Sir Paul if you like too. I mean,
Your name is Frank, so
This is working.
okay, that makes sense. All right, so let's see. Looking for the Gillmor Gang live here on Facebook. I don't see it. Live. I see the word live around the logo. There it is. Facebook. It's there.
Yay.
Okay, Tina, are any of the others up?
I don't know.
Okay.
Let's see what's going on
I
LinkedIn.
think maybe on X Twitter, because it popped over to X Twitter when I
Nothing on LinkedIn yet.
Okay, it's probably not going to be
I
there.
wouldn't expect it to.
Okay.
See, you just can't stop calling it X Twitter, can you? Nobody can. Nobody can.
Okay, are we ready?
I think so, but I've forgotten what to do.
Yeah, I'm trying to get X.
It's been a while.
X is X.
Streaming is on, right?
I usually have everybody up on the top, and I don't. So it's
Well, try up there and change it.
gallery, but
Keep changing it.
Okay. Gillmor Gang live. Yeah, I got it on X. And hey, we've already got 4 people. It must be the four of us.
That's always true.
Listen, I got hundreds of people that viewed the little video, the little 6-second snippet I did.
Yeah, that bus thing was fantastic.
Yeah.
yeah, if anyone is seeing this. Okay, well,
All right. So I know we're live on Facebook and I know we're live on X Twitter.
I have them up on the top.
I understand, but you don't have them.
I'm gonna do it. Okay.
LinkedIn. No, don't look for LinkedIn. Is that what you're saying?
Here, how am I supposed to?
Yeah, LinkedIn is in there.
I don't know how to pin. If I can't do it.
It just means it hasn't been refreshed in Restream. It's easy to fix next time. Yep, you don't. I can confirm live on X.
Keith, is there usually my icons are up on the top, where every like the pictures, little thumbnails of everyone.
In the top right, there's a word view.
Yeah, I've got that.
If you click on that, it gives you various options.
Yeah, but I'm not getting it from any of
Multi-speaker.
Multi-speaker does it like this. It doesn't put everybody up on top.
Gallery is the one that should put everyone, but whether it's on top is to do with the shape of your window, I think.
All right, well, we're just going
The
to...
problem is that I can't pin, so...
You can right-click to pin, I think, or 3 dots.
Yeah.
We'll try it as a test.
Yeah, the 3 dots does pin.
Okay.
Try it. Did you try it?
We're here.
If you hover over any person, there's 3 dots.
Yeah, we understand. I'm just asking her to do it.
Okay. Pin. It's gonna be a rough ride. All right.
Yeah, there it is. That works.
Relaxed, run up to
We're
it.
supposed to say that's what she said. All right.
Okay.
Here we are. We're gonna start the Gillmor Gang. Mute is off, and we're gonna go in 3, 2, 1, and.
Interesting timing.
Hi, Steve.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So here are the rules. If I say no, all talk stops. This is not a democracy.
What's the opposite of yes?
Of course, we all know that, so it must be the viewers you're talking to.
Never heard that before.
Yeah. Okay, so let's welcome from London, England. No, and who is it really from? Because he's not really from London. He's from Worcester or some other place.
From London. He's
well, it's Frank Radis who's actually from
Worcester.
London.
No,
welcome, Frank.
Hi, Steve. Hello, gangsters. I'm from London. Electronically, I'm really from Washington, D.C., but I'm from London now, and it's going on 8 years.
That's Phil. Wow. Say the anagram for Washington, D.C. is seedy shitwagon.
That picture of the orange Cheeto flying the jet and dropping that shit on top of the protesters was just
Well, I
disgusting.
didn't see that. What happened?
It was an AI thing. It was absolutely horrible and disgusting. And you think that you've reached a new low, and then boom, there's another one. It's just
It reminded me
this
of something
something
my
that he-
teenagers would have done.
oh,
It's
absolutely,
something that
or
he
even younger than a teenager. I mean that was, and then what? Within an hour,
I
he
still
was-
want the context. Is it something that Trump posted or not?
yes,
Thank
it
you.
is
He
Okay.
on Truth Central, and
Truth Central.
Truth Central. Truth.
Has
It was-
anybody seen one of our new favorite shows, The Lowdown?
No, we haven't started the show yet. We're still in.
No, this is the Gillmor Gang.
Yeah, I'm a Gilmore.
Okay.
Let's go.
Good luck with that.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, there you
Has
go. That's
anybody
it.
seen Truthatorium, I think is what
No,
it was called.
not.
It's
It's
the
great.
Lowdown. It's with Adam West. Actually, that's Batman.
You mean the Adam West, the mayor of
No,
of
No.
Ethan Hawke, okay.
Ethan Hawke, right? It's excellent.
I'm completely lost.
yeah, me too.
Uh,
I'm still on the shit plane.
so you said something, right, Frank?
Yes, you've had
Okay,
plenty of
back
time
to
to.
our movie. Formerly from the England of London is Keith Tier.
Yes, I actually lived in London for a number of years, and I was recently back there actually for a week, which was great. I
Didn't
was
call
raising
me.
money. You were not there actually. You were in
Oh.
Europe somewhere.
Ah.
And yeah, it was a joy. It was actually nice weather, beautiful. London is a really world-class city these days.
Sure is.
From the City of Confusion.
Thought it was the state. Nothing confusing about Stockbridge.
You know more about it than even I do. Is our favorite CRM player, along with Fall, of course.
I was getting ready to say,
Yeah.
Yeah. Are
But
there only two of
Paul
them?
is semi-retired, so I say hello to him. He was on the road this last week, correct?
yes, we were both at what is now called AI World. Sometimes I kind of remember I gotta get them mixed up because it started out being Oracle Open World, and then a couple of years back they changed that to Oracle Cloud World. That only lasted like 2 or 3 years, and now it's Oracle AI World. So
And soon it'll be
Sitting-
Infrastructure Week World.
Yeah, sitting right on top of the
Yeah.
news.
it'll be on top of the world.
Like
Sitting
that.
on top
What
of
is
it.
that name of that place in LA on Sunset? It's got a little broadcast beam thing going on. It's-
Radio City.
No, that's New York.
That's New York.
The something of the world. Well, those of us who are,
That's
Is it the top of the world?
I can't remember.
No.
But
It
then,
reminds me of what is on top of Daily Planet in Metropolis on Superman.
yes, exactly, correct.
Yeah.
Correct answer.
It's
but
it's
no,
got an antenna on top of the globe and a circle around it,
That's it.
like Saturn's rings
Like
or something.
Capitol Records or something?
No.
No, Capitol Records doesn't have that. That's further off.
Capitol
of
Records.
Sunset.
It's not actually further off. It's
This
just-
is what it sounds like when we haven't done this show in a while.
Yeah, this is-
really
I was
rusty.
just going to
Oh,
say,
it sounds
dear,
remarkably like it always does.
dear viewers, this is the early onset of dementia.
It's not so early for
But
me.
no, it's like it's Capitol Records, right? It's just off of.
The good thing about dementia is you don't know that you're in that world.
True.
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot. What are we talking about?
For your friends, of
Okay.
course,
Hello.
they don't care anyway. So, from the right seat next to me is our producer director Tina Chase Gillmor.
Hi. Great to see everybody.
TCG in
Yeah.
a flash.
THCG for those of us who know better.
What?
THCG, but
Okay.
TCG in a flash is very close to DC. TCB in a flash,
Has
which is
anybody ever seen the
Elvis's thing.
what is it, Freedom Maker, or the DC comic book thing with the it's surprisingly funny.
Is it The Peacemaker, you mean?
Yes, that's it.
Oh, my, it's hilarious. It's really good with John Cena.
Yeah, who's a WFE kind of guy.
Yeah, he's great.
He's really quite funny.
He is.
He's watching a lot of television without me, I think.
Well, you're lucky that I saved you that one. And of course, there's me. Hi. So what are we going to talk about today? He said, not AI.
Well,
Gosh,
We can talk about the press implications of AI, but not AI.
we could talk about the press
What press?
implications of that idiot in the Pentagon.
what press?
I would say, I'd like to talk about.
Yeah, and I'd say I don't think so.
That was good.
Well, I mean, in my world at least, the biggest thing that's happened, and we probably don't want to talk about this, is what's going on in the Middle East. But
You mean the piece that isn't?
Yeah.
well, the hostages are all home, the live ones, which is, I mean, let's not poo-poo on
No.
parade. That is something, and
No, it's a huge foreign success for President Trump.
Yeah.
and I think immediately afterwards his ratings went up, and now he's had this meeting with Zelensky, and he's about to have a meeting with Putin. I'm not convinced that he doesn't end up looking like a superstar.
Yeah, but you've been not convinced of that for quite a while. So let's talk about something else.
I knew that would be the case, but I just thought I'd test the temperature.
Well, how did it go for you?
It was fine because I'm easygoing. It's the Gillmor gang, not the Tier gang. So I'm happy to talk about what you want to talk about.
Oh, where's that thing? I can just push that anytime I want the button.
Exactly.
Okay, Tina.
Oh, topic?
No, I'm not looking for time. What were you going to say?
When all is said and done with what did happen with Israel, I think that Trump probably was the only one who could kind of work things out with them.
You mean strong arm them?
Well,
No, he had a lot of deals that he could make for oil.
I think he probably had some deals he could make for real estate too.
But Frank, you must admit that the underlying tactic, which is building this pan-Arab coalition against Hamas, with Israel collaborating with it, it does kind of change the picture a bit, quite a lot.
Well, no, you're absolutely right.
The other way around, that Israel collaborating with the United States. I mean, they pretty much have run this play from the beginning.
Yeah, but that's not new. And interestingly enough, yes, let's go to the big picture. The hostages came back. That's the big picture, is the hostages were returned. Thank you, Mr. Trump, and thank you very much for that. But the minute this deal was made, who ended up running things on the ground in Palestine? It was Hamas. It was the armed soldiers from Hamas. That was just exactly the people that they voted in.
They talked about phase two. I mean, this is at best, this is a work in progress. At worst, stalemate.
That fact, Frank, which is a true fact. I mean, they were executing gang members in the street. I mean, they were gang members with guns.
This is the part where we're not going to talk about it.
But all I was going to say is, it does reinforce Israel's position that the problem is Hamas. That is the problem.
Yes, exactly. And there was more explosions in the street. There were more bombings today.
Yeah. Okay, so what about this guy Mamdani?
Boy, he's 49 points ahead. I mean, he's like, oh my gosh, he looks like he's unbeatable.
So what's the deal that there are plenty of Democrats who will not come out and support him?
Because they're feckless and useless.
Well, okay, that's Steve's answer. What else? Who else?
Well, talk to me a little bit about New York politics and what it is about New York that means he can get into that position.
This is not a New York story. This is a national story.
Well,
Talk about that as well. I mean, because I'm a Brit, the nuance probably escapes me. I'd love to understand it better.
But the nuance of English politics has escaped me for years, and it's not getting better.
Well, there is no
You know,
nuance. It's
a lot
it's
of
competing piles of shit, basically.
yeah, a lot of the things that Mamdani is running on are things that regular people in all over America have been asking for, which is help. And that's what he's
That's
running
kind of
on.
like that's the pitch. I'm capable of interrupting people too. I agree that that's the pitch, but on the other hand, if you watch him, have you watched him a couple of times?
Yeah, I've seen him a couple of times. I
The
saw
guy
some.
is incredibly persuasive. And he's also, as the mainstream media have pointed out, he just doesn't get off of whatever he wants to talk about,
Yeah.
like me.
It's interesting that I hate using the word interesting. It's good for politics in New York to have a young, fresh face. And there's no doubt that he is the youngest, freshest face. If you take a look at the other two guys, Sliwa's been around for 100 years and he's way down in the numbers. And Cuomo has been around for 100 years and he's 40% back behind Mamdani, and all of the things that are wrong with Cuomo will get played out in the press, and he'll even lose by more. So it's whether you like Mamdani or not, whether Trump supports Mamdani or not, Trump's not going to affect the vote in New York.
I
disagree.
would agree that it's largely a generational switch. And younger people saying it's, you guys are up. You don't know what you're doing. Here's a young guy, he's speaking our language, he's talking about kitchen table issues. And these are the issues that we live in, like, our subways safe? Can we get on a bus? Do we have some decent transportation? Is the garbage going to get picked up? Is it, he's I don't know. There was for a while, it was this big deal about, these grocery stores that are going to be free. Well, that's a food bank or whatever, that happens. And
Well, didn't
that's
Bezos try that?
But look,
Yeah, he's closing them all down now.
But
Exactly.
I think he's got great appeal.
So can anyone answer Tina's question, which is why do the Democrats refuse to endorse him?
Well, because the Democrats have the core point of view that their weakness is the left. The mainstream Democrats believe they need to own the center, and they characterize him along with AOC as the left. And they are scared of reducing their support base down to 25 to 30% by agreeing with someone of the left. Now
Keith, let me just interject for a second. On the right, whenever someone is asked if they support Trump or if they support somebody who's a little bit off, on the right, they say, well, I support who's ever the runner for, the Republican Party. They'll just that'll be this like the baseline thing that they'll say, well, I'll support whoever is
yeah.
So why can't we do the same thing?
Well, I think it's because the Democratic leadership has an eye on the midterms and then the next election.
Oh, that's the answer that Democrats would give you. So I'm dubious about that as being correct.
Look,
Well, I was going to add
right
one
is
sentence of substance to that, which is if he wins in New York, the question they ask is, what is the national impact of that in all of the other races where the Republicans get to argue that the Democrats
but they've been running against him in New York as a communist, and it ain't working.
Yeah, it's ridiculous that it's not going to affect the national thing at all. It's in fact as it gets closer to happening, it's going to be the Democrats are going to say, "See, another Democrat is in power," and they'll have to embrace it. The problem with the Democrats is that they don't know their own asses from a hole in the ground right now. They have to get that shit together.
Is that a technical analysis?
They have very technical
No,
analysis.
Where's the hole in the ground?
But I'm trying to answer Tina's question, which is why the Democratic, I guess, establishment doesn't embrace him. And I've got to believe it's because they think he's not aligned to their strategy.
Okay, here's the real answer. The real answer is there are only two that are not endorsing him right now. That's Schumer and the minority leader. Yeah, whatever.
Hakeem Jeffries.
And that will happen right up until hell freezes over, because they're waiting for hell to freeze over so that they can get away with voting for the guy, which is what they're going to do.
Jeffries will switch over and probably
And Schumer
won't.
Schumer has already
Yeah.
switched over. Schumer has lost his
Everything.
ability to accomplish anything. So
Schumer has lost it. Period. It's
well, that defend
he's like
that's saying
Grassley,
he had it. Well, Grassley's like 125 years old.
as opposed to Schumer, who's like 99 years old.
Yeah, but
I mean, come on.
Grassley's doing better.
And listen to me saying this.
Brent, do you think that the New York mayoral race will affect us on a national level? Because Frank says it won't.
I don't think it will.
No.
You don't?
Mm-mm.
So then why were we voting for the minister from Georgia? Did that affect anything?
We didn't vote for him. We
Well,
may have supported
Some of
him
us did. I would have if I had been in Georgia.
if you'd been a Georgia
Yeah,
voter.
but the
Well-
logic is that this is the face of what, the new old coalition Democratic Party?
I think we'll see how far things have changed if this guy Ossoff wins his second term.
What is it? What are the polls?
Sure is different
What
than
you're there? What do you think?
a mayor.
I have no idea. I don't even know who he's running against, to be quite honest with you. I don't know who they picked. I know they wanted to get the governor to do it, but he's not doing it. I don't know
Trump
who's
has
doing it.
proven that that it doesn't matter what the office is; it's what your television queue is.
Bingo.
I think the governor is like, look, I've won when the guy was mad at me. I think it's Brad Raffensperger. He's running for
He
something.
was
I
the
don't know
guy
if it-
that said, "What do you mean find 20,000 votes?"
Yeah, but
And
I
then he
think
said, "Oh, I'll do it in a minute, but right now I have to say no."
That was a perfect call.
I think he's running. He's running in of course, the Republican Party against some other folks. I think there's a Trump endorsed candidate, and it ain't him. Let's put it like that. But I think folks down here, they're kind of like a little bit standoffish. They don't necessarily go with what Trump says all the time. So that's why the governor won such a big margin, and that's why Raffensperger won with such a big margin. I don't know. Trump might not matter as much down here as it is, but I think the Ossoff race is going to tell you if he matters at all.
So what are the numbers?
I think that it's more what Steve was saying. People down there know these names. They know Raffensperger's name. They know
Right.
Ossoff's name. They're not asking the question about who's running against Ossoff.
Well, they knew
They're-
Herschel Walker's name, and he lost.
Yeah, but he's going to become an ambassador to what, Finland or something? I mean, come on.
He's going to go play with the werewolves in the whatever else that thing was.
Transylvania. He's
Yeah.
going to become the.
But I mean, there is no bigger name in Georgia than Herschel Walker for college football reasons. But he ran, and Trump endorsed him, and he lost. That says something, but I don't know if it carries over. I don't know.
I don't think he lost by a whole lot, did he?
No, I think it was to Trump's benefit that Walker ran. It was like, it could be worse. Oh, okay.
So
Okay. So
Fun fact, by the way, Mandami's mum, Mira Nair, made a movie in Cape Town a few years ago, and my wife Jenny's best school friend from back in the day, was her chief, whatever, looked after her the whole time and made everything happen, including looking after Mandami when he was younger.
Oh,
Well, she did a good job.
Yeah.
I
Fix
find
her.
the guy incredibly sophisticated in a very friendly atmosphere. I mean, the fact is, I don't know, with the exception of, I won't say his name, a friend who's on the happy hour. Uh, I don't know a Jewish person that isn't for him.
You know, I think one of the things that's really speaks well for this guy is he's actually been able to turn around on issues that he's been specifically for, and then been uh, encouraged to rethink it, rethought it, made the switch, spoke about making the switch, and sounded really smart about it. That to me, and in the couple of times I've heard him, to hear him do that, it's like, oh, that's you don't hear that a lot. You often hear somebody says we're going to defund the police and that's going to be it. Well, you know what? We don't want to defund the police because we're going to end up with ICE in our backyards, blah blah blah. And then he comes back and says, you know what? That wasn't a good idea.
Well,
I applaud that.
the big thing that sticks in my brain from the debate this week is that he's going to raise taxes by 9 billion to pay for more teachers, and he didn't flinch. And as we all know, New York is triple taxed. There's a city tax, a state tax, and federal.
Yes, we do.
And the fact that he's prepared to raise taxes by 9 billion and he's still ahead speaks to something interesting in the zeitgeist there, which I don't fully understand. But
Well, it's, a ham sandwich could still tax us for an additional 9 billion. See, I'm putting two things together here. You have to watch TV constantly until you are suicidal in order to understand what I said.
Like me.
I'm not one to do that.
Like me. I carry my like Keith, I carry my fire stick everywhere I go.
Okay, so
boy, have times changed.
moving right along, we did a show or a conversation one-on-one with Brent the other day, which means within the last couple of months, and and there was somebody. I must have hit the wrong switch, and somebody actually commented on the show, and this guy said this was a light episode, which I took with all good humor. I think he's right. I don't know why. And then he said the except that there was tech was about the first 5 minutes, and then it was just mostly about the Beatles. And I mentioned this because it was a conversation with Brent, and it was not mostly about the Beatles. It was mostly about Prince.
What a shocker.
Yeah,
Who
exactly.
knew?
So with that in mind, how are we doing with the new media and uh, this thing that people used to call podcasts? Is that real, or is that another AI carbuncle on
New media
reality?
sucks.
It does?
It's
It
not new
sucks.
media anymore anyway.
well, Barry Weiss getting acquired into CBS is kind of my clue as to what's going on there. I don't know.
Oh my God.
My
Oh my
clue is
God. Don't get me started on that.
my
No,
clue is
get them started on that. That's what I was hoping.
no, the new media is a bunch of bull because most of it is the old media guys just using the new media to show up in our faces even more now. I mean, Stephen A. Smith has been around forever.
He's pretty funny.
Not if you see him like 8 days a week.
Well, you
I mean,
watch sports, so you see him all.
You're
oh
watching
no,
entirely too much.
no, it's not. First of all, I can't stand it, so I'm turning. But it's always in my face. If I like, he's got his weekly show. I mean, daily show on ESPN. First Take. He's got his podcast. He's got XM Radio. I think he's got two shows on XM Radio, and now he shows up on. Oh, I forgot. He also has a recurring role on one of those soap operas. I forget which one.
See,
And
Here's the
going
then,
thing.
to-
and now he's showing
There's
up on
all
like
my
political
children.
commentating shows. Like
So
it's just ridiculous how, he made his name as a writer, a beat reporter, and now TV. But all of this new media stuff is just allowing people that have already a lot of attention to go for even more. It's just kind of annoying to me.
well, it's more than annoying to me. It takes up so much of the oxygen in the room that one wonders whether or where they're getting the information. Where do they have time to go out and actually do anything other than
Who's
present
they?
Talk,
themselves?
other than talk.
Anybody, any of these people that are
I
using
mean,
the new
like
media.
us.
No,
Not
we
nearly
spend.
like
Well,
a.
look,
Do you
we're off
have
the
a
air.
daily show on
Yeah,
ESPN that I don't know about?
we're off the air for like 3 months. We got no problem with trying to
But
figure
it
out what's
still
going on
takes
in the
every
world.
day
No,
studying up on it in order to
yes.
say, I'm not going to go on.
So
That's what their team does. They feed them. Oh, here's what's hot because they can't possibly keep up with everything. I'm
no,
sorry, they can't do
and
it.
you know what? That's exactly the same thing that happened with 24-hour news when that became a thing first.
That's
First
your
time.
fault. So explain it.
Well, back in the dinosaur ages of television news,
Before man
you
walked upright, is that what was
before
that?
man walked upright, there were there
Both
was
wrong.
one show a day, and it came on at 6:30, and you
Wait,
had
man walks upright.
meh, and you had all day and a team of people that helped you put it together, and then it was coalesced into one 30-minute thing. And then 24-hour news came along, and the reporters that were in the field had to constantly feed the beast, which meant how much time did they actually have to pick up the phone and call their sources? Not very much. And then they had to have a team behind them, which made those phone calls and then fed it to this person who was the figurehead on camera. That has even been multiplied on in the new media, which I hate to call the new media because it's no longer new. And it's even worse when you've got characters who are on 10 or 11 different kinds of shows.
I agree with you, except the problem that I have with this frame, to use a word that I don't like, is that this notion that we're pining for the what are the word the people that manage our information for us so that we feel better.
You mean the
Gatekeepers?
bosses?
Why?
Big brother.
No, it's not that pejorative. It's more, I'll remember it. Just
Is
not.
Barry Weiss one of those people that you're talking about? Because I would say that Barry Weiss is exactly one of those people.
Intermediaries.
No, that's closer, but it's not it.
So Barry Weiss had an opinion podcast which she sold to CBS for, I don't know,
150 million.
Yeah, $150 million, and then became the head of CBS News. This is a person that's never been a reporter, that's never been a manager of any scale.
Well, that's an asset these days.
I'm not sure about that because CBS News is still to this day, whether they're starting to get rid of these people or not, CBS News is still filled with some really good journalists and some really good technicians and some really good people that know what they're doing.
They've been, forced to sign pledges to not be journalists.
Yeah, but they didn't sign those pledges. The Writers Guild, for example, said to them, "Don't do it." And then she, in fact, backed out of that. The point is that somebody, she's running this thing like it was, I don't know, like she was Trump.
Well, I was going to say, just imagine for a second, suspend judgment, that the right thing to do with CBS is as fast as possible to dump the past and start over with an understanding of the current canvas, which is basically hundreds of millions of people connected to various apps.
I disagree with that.
Well, I'm not.
I don't want to suspend judgment for even a second to agree with that. So I don't agree with it.
Yeah, but see, I think NBC News did something like that, but they didn't get rid of it. What they did was they created a secondary role that was MSNBC. They saw that as an issue and kept NBC News and then created MSNBC to do exactly what you're saying. But now they've now taken
Yeah, with the
MSNBC
exception of,
and they've separated it and created this thing called Versant, which doesn't include NBC News in the MSNBC family anymore. However, MSNBC smartly made the deal with Sky, smartly made a deal with other organizations, and what it was MSNBC is now going to be called MSNOW.
and they've got their own kind of brand mechanism
Yes.
now.
Yes,
And
they
it's
do.
better. It's better than NBC. We just have to
Well,
go
that's to be
to,
seen. We don't
when
know
they
that
hired
yet.
the Republican who had been in favor of overturning the government. Remember her?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That was MSNBC, though, not the new
Framing
organization.
CBS versus NBC, MSNBC, I think that's kind of cute for mainstream journalism, but for the new reality, I think it misses the point completely.
But Steve, do you think that broadcast news, even when streamed, so I'm thinking of it brand wise, Fox, NBC, CBS, and ABC, do they have any real influence at all over young people?
No.
I think they
I don't
don't.
think anybody has any influence over young people except maybe
Other young people.
Podcasters and newsletters that are targeting
Right.
young people.
podcast is a rounding error for young people. Come on.
Did any of you see the Saturday Night Live skit on young people's podcasting last night?
No, I was trying
Oh.
to find some humor.
I won't spoil it, but it was a podcast that Trump came and joined, Trump in quotes, and it was typical of what a young person's podcast might be like. The words "bet" and "low key" appeared many times over.
Bet?
Yeah, that bet means right.
BET?
BET, yeah.
I don't understand that.
You've got to have young people in the house to hear the word bet.
Look, we were saying bet when I was in college, so it's kind of like resurfaced or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's called appropriation of
But so the Barry
team
Weiss,
appropriation.
so doesn't the Barry Weiss thing, isn't it really a kind of a throwback that unless they're going to reinvent CBS, it's a stupid. The only way it can be a good move is if they're going to reinvent CBS and throw out the past.
I think that if she has any hope of keeping her job, which I don't think she has, it will be because she is molded into this new reality, not the other way around.
I think that's exactly what they're thinking about when they spent $150 million to buy her other brand.
And she's a hybrid, right? She's not really part of the new reality. She's like, I'd say 60% old
Well,
media.
she's on Substack, so she's definitely part of the new reality.
So, but you know what?
Reality.
That's another thing that made me say, "Oh, CBS is," they think that they're making this huge new move, and they actually hedged their bet a little bit, I think.
Well, the ones to me that represent the new reality are more like, and even then it's hybrid, is Matt Taibbi and Walter, what's his name?
Matt Taibbi, give me a break.
And then the other one is Megyn Kelly, who are both, on the right. She's on the right, but she's totally entertaining and very well watched on new media.
That's because most people don't want news. They just want to be entertained and they want people to agree with what they think.
Well, you know what my bosses at NBC used to say to me when I was working at the news division? They would say, "Do you know what TV was invented for? It certainly wasn't invented to inform people. It was invented to entertain people."
Yeah. Hey, can we address Ian Waring's comment here where he says social feeds full of Sora 2 slop starring the Queen, Stephen Hawking, Epstein, etc. There is so much junk out there. I mean, it somehow always gets put in our faces by these ridiculous algorithms, which don't give a damn about what we really are pointing to. They just want to.
I don't have a problem with those things because I never look at them.
Well, that's because you might not be like on these networks as much as I am. It's just
Mm.
sometimes they just put them in front of you.
Uh-huh.
You don't know what you're clicking on until it's like, okay, what is this? And then you click on it, it's like, oh shit, now I just
Yeah,
clicked on it.
by
Now I'm
the
gonna
way,
get
I did
more.
that last night and a big thing came up on my screen. It said, "We have now taken all of your data."
Yeah, but
Actually, I have two experiences. On Facebook, it's like endless ads, usually for workout machines for me because they think I need to work out, which they're right about. And then in Instagram and YouTube, there's all these like AI videos of
Yeah.
like there's this really great one of a baby who obviously can't talk coherently being pissed off with its parents for forcing it to be a Liverpool fan. Who forced me to support this shit team? And it's like a 1-year-old baby articulately rejecting parental, and they're very funny. They're actually quite sticky because they're funny.
Well, it's for me, it's the talking cats. The AI talking cats. They get me every time. I'll click on it. I don't care what it is.
So so the bottoms up creativity side is fantastic in a way. I obviously it's a total waste of time, and I wish I didn't see them. There's a Man United player called Mbueno. He's from an African country. I forget which one. I think, and he's got a beard and bald head. And someone in Uganda has got this little kid who's like 4 years old and stuck a beard on him and shaved his head. And every day they have these Embueno after the game or Embueno before the game. It is hilarious. And this kid's fantastic. So there is some entertainment there that is.
You know what? I agree. There is some entertainment. Like the first couple of a certain kind of video comes out, that's fine. But then the copycatters come in, and there's like a million of these damn things.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
for example, I don't even know how I got this, but there's this like a series of videos, and this is really kind of demeaning stuff, where there's like this
Great.
ridiculously heavy, really big person, and they're ordering food at a McDonald's, and their order is like ridiculous. Or there's this other one where they call the cops in at this I don't know what the restaurant is supposed to be, but it's a buffet, and there's this ridiculously sized person at the buffet eating, and the cops are surrounding this person, and they're like, "Sir, the people said that they would like you to leave." And then like one of the people's like, "Yeah, we tried to get you out of here 20 minutes ago, but it's all you can eat, and I'm not hungry. I'm not I'm
I'm
not full
still
up yet."
hungry.
And it's like completely fake, but it was funny the first time you see it, and now there's like a whole genre of these videos.
Well,
Like one
now,
is somebody at the counter, they're ordering like five pieces of 5 buckets of chicken, and then they fall through the floor. I mean, it's like these all these ridiculous takeoffs of this one concept, and now it's like, damn it, I don't want to see anymore. The
honestly,
first one was
you
funny.
do
Oh,
not sound like somebody who doesn't want to watch that
I don't
stuff.
want to
First of
watch
all,
that.
Brent.
Like
The second,
maybe the
you know,
first one, but then
but
like the other, there's another one. Like the lady is ordering a bucket of chicken, and they give her the bucket, and she takes off running, and she can't run because she's so big. And then she falls over, and the chicken goes all over the place. I mean, there's only so many of these things you can really get into.
it sounds like you watched
How
them all.
many? How many do you think? How many
You
more?
know, there's
There's a
something
lot
about
of
this
them.
though. I find myself, like I said, I do get off on watching, cat videos. Love
You
cat videos. I
get
think
off.
lots of
You get off on
Oh,
watching
come
cat
on,
videos.
watch the
okay.
words, man.
I'm sorry. I enjoy watching cat videos, but I'll tell you something. I also enjoy watching martial arts videos. And as soon as I see some martial arts thing happen, I will watch it. And then the next thing I know, I've doom scrolled through like 50 of them and it's taken me 2 hours.
Look,
And
I would say the best ones are funny every time. The best ones are funny
Well,
every time,
that's
even
really
when you've
going
already
out on a
seen them.
limb there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Anyways,
so the best of them are the best of them.
are the best. The best are the best are the best. Yes, that's
What
true.
about some substantive talk? What about
Yes,
we're
I was
in
going to
the
say I was going to say orangutan, but I think that's the more accurate word.
yeah, let's not go the orangutan route. What
Gorilla
about the fact
loves
that we're in
gorilla.
week 3 of the government shutdown, and it doesn't
I'm
feel like we're in
favor
this
of it.
government shutdown. I don't know
I think that
why.
they should keep out until the healthcare extensions are voted. Period.
Well, I think there's two things with the shutdown. Also, I think that they need to get the shutdown back so they can vote that woman in from Arizona, so that they can get the 218 votes they need to get the Epstein
Yeah,
files
that's going
released.
to really make a big difference.
I think it could when people, because what is November the time where you sign up for your next year's health insurance? I think when people start seeing the
Absolutely.
Doing it right.
prices,
It's right now.
something's going to
Actually,
happen.
I
So
agree.
There's already been an increase in Affordable Care Act fees that has gone up in certain states. They've already started doing it, and as this starts to happen, more and more people get hurt worse. It just makes me say one more time, thank God for the NHS.
The interesting thing to me is I don't think anyone really cares about the government being shut down, do they? I mean, it's like, so
Until
Well,
they
except for
feel
the
it.
people that have
Not
lost
until
their
they feel it.
jobs,
Yeah, they care.
But they were going to lose their jobs anyway.
maybe.
Oh, no, definitely.
but-
Are they Democrats? They're going to lose their job.
There you go.
Anybody
Yeah.
that didn't vote for
Well,
him.
but then here's the other thing: how many times can a court make an order that says you can't do this and have it still happen?
Unlimited, hopefully.
I know.
But to go into the deeper point for you, Brent, what does it mean about democracy if the citizenry are so unconnected to government that they really don't care? I mean, if you were to say who most cares about elections right now, it's probably Trump people and Mandami people.
You're taking this right back up to the theoretical.
No, I'm talking
What's the point?
about so why is the government shutdown important? It's got to be something to do with democracy, right?
Yeah, they're trying to get the healthcare, 75, 80% in favor of it, populace, to roll over for it's all inevitable. And, it's not 3 more years, it's 10 more years.
Yeah, if they just didn't call it Obamacare, Trump wouldn't have given a damn.
But he should just tweak it and call it Trump Care, and then he can claim credit for it.
Well, no, they're trying to do that, but the problem is the numbers don't work.
Look, America's screwed on. America is so screwed on healthcare. I have fantastic healthcare because Jenny, her job pays for it, and it's fantastic. And there's lots of my son's friends who have zero healthcare.
Yeah.
So it's completely screwed. And yes, tactically, yes. Stopping the expiry of the credits it would be great, although honestly, none of us think that's going to happen, right? So they are going to expire.
What, that they are not going to expire? They are.
No, they are going to expire. They will.
You know who got ahead of this? Marjorie Taylor Greene.
That's right.
She's in a district. Well, she's in a district where she knows. No, she knows there's.
And she has
first
two
of all,
children.
her children are apparently
Yeah.
going to get screwed. But I think her district is like really old. Well, not really, but kind of older and not as healthy.
Be careful.
And they start. I know, I'm trying. And they are gonna get those bills or those estimates, and she knows what's gonna happen. She knows what they're gonna see. It's hurting those people more than anybody else.
And they're all over her on the phones and in emails right now. That's what's happening.
What a shame.
Well, I mean, we all know that there's a reason why she made that change and broke away. But at least she did. I mean, I think there's going to be more of those folks going to get hit over the head with this stuff. Like I said, when November hits, when all those, you have to start doing those plans for next year. I think there's going to be some immediate action once that starts happening.
So then here's something that I find interesting. Why is it that there hasn't been more people complaining about these 2 Gulf Streams that were purchased for Christine Ohm? That's like something like $300 million in 2 private jets just for her. Think about that and the amount at $150 million to build a ballroom at the White House. And, those things start to add up, and you want to know, why isn't healthcare being taken care of? Why aren't kids getting
I'm not so
food?
sure I agree with you that those things start to add up. I think what adds up is, you know,
Oh, well, in the
watching
zeitgeist,
the
they add up.
Democrats and the Republicans refuse to answer questions. I think the people, when they watch that, they say, "Oh, this is just it's totally rigged."
What
It
about the 50 billion?
reinforces
What about the 50
Trump's
billion for
crazy.
Venezuela that they're talking about giving the bailout? I mean, if I were the
Argentina,
Democrats,
Argentina.
Argentina. If I were the Democrats, I'd be hitting them all upside the head with this. Our health insurance rates are going to skyrocket exponentially, and you're giving away 50 billion to Argentina. I mean, that doesn't make any damn sense to me.
So the
Well,
real
and now they're
question,
going to also have to bail out the farmers for all of the mess that they've made for the
yeah,
soybean
but
farmers,
that's
for
like a
example.
floating crap game, you know, we'll just throw a couple billion at this one until the press eats it, and spits it out, and then we'll change it and do another 150. Meanwhile, trillions are going out the window.
And they're doing this piecemeal thing where if it's the kind of employees we like, we'll make sure they get paid like the military, because there is going to be a big stink about that and veterans and all. So they're saying, "Oh, we'll take care of them." I mean, it's such a frustrating thing that people still don't seem to really put two and two together and support this kind of stuff because they want to support that
Yeah.
kind of guy. I
And
don't get
how
it.
are we going to afford war with Colombia? That's Colombia with a U.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it feels to me as if you take all of this and you think about party political talking points, the right still wins because "Make America Great Again" can be interpreted by that supporter base in ways that they interpret in their own life. The Democrats don't have a kind of an overarching meme that can connect to most people in their lives yet. And so this is all like tacticking on the edge. It's like taking pot shots on the edge. But what could the Democrats do to meaningfully own the center of the debate about the future?
And
Fix
look,
healthcare.
wait till
Fix.
those premiums start showing
Yeah.
up
That's
and
right.
people see it.
And wait till Mandamier, I keep missing how to say his name.
Madani or
When he
something.
wins,
Mandami.
let's look back and see whether or not that was a big moment in this country. I think
Well, if he does with healthcare in New York what he says he wants to do, then that may be a something that starts a fire in the rest of the country. It's possible.
but you have to be really, really smart.
And I'm not convinced, Steve. I mean, if you look at the King's marches yesterday, and there was a lot of people on the streets, but they were, I mean, 99% super passive. It's almost like a stroll in park. I don't feel
Well,
the
I've
energy.
watched three of, I've watched one and a half debates plus a couple of interviews with Mandamier. He's the real thing.
No, I'm not
James
suggesting.
Carville, who's been sort of wandering in the desert for a number of years in
Yeah,
terms of
he's for him.
yeah, and God,
Actually, I'm not
oh,
disagreeing. I don't disagree about that. I was more
oh, but
talking about.
how could you not disagree? I haven't said it yet. So James Carville, at the end of the interview that the lawyer did on MSNBC, I forget his name, said, "No, this guy's the real deal." And I've watched him now about 5 times, and he just will not get off of his thing.
His
Talking.
talking points.
And but I already said this once in the show, and I'll say it again. I mean, first of all, I got my boss to watch him on the first interview on Meet the Press.
You mean Tina?
Yeah, and uh, and I didn't say anything about it. I knew she hadn't. She's been really busy in her business, and it's been difficult to get 5 minutes with her. And at the end, I said, "So what do you think?" And she said, "This guy's good."
Yeah.
Now,
I think Keith made a.
go ahead.
I think
Sorry.
I think Keith made a good point about the No Kings Day. At least from my perspective, sitting
But I
over
didn't
here
expect
watching it.
anything about No Kings. I think that it's a what's the Democratic leader of the House?
Hakeem
Yeah,
Jeffries.
Hakeem
yeah.
Jeffries.
I don't listen to a word he says. Just to I wait to see
Well,
how he's
that's not
going to
the
dodge the question.
that wasn't the point.
He validates everything that the Trump White House does in such a way that it sets back the country every time he opens his mouth.
But that wasn't the point. I don't think Keith was trying to make. And it sort of feels to me like
All
when I
right,
was
so
watching,
I'll
when I was
respond to it when you after you.
when I was
tell me what the
watching
point is.
yesterday, I was impressed by the volume of people, but I really didn't get a sense that it felt like a real movement. It didn't feel, I mean, except for the people, the volume of people, it didn't feel like, it sure didn't feel like what we did in 1968. It did not feel like that. It did.
Yeah,
There
but
was
I
no,
remember trying to levitate the Pentagon in 1968 with the additional use
by
of,
the way, we did that. We did levitate it. Okay. So,
But Frank,
as far as I know, we did too.
Frank, I would even compare it to the right-wing version, the Tea Party, in the similar era for the Republicans. The Tea Party stuff was aggressive, bottoms up, stupid, but full of passion, and turned into a real movement that created the possibility of Trump winning over a decade. And so the Democrat bottom up feels like a kumbaya, not like an angry.
That's what I think we're saying the same thing, Keith. I agree with you.
Okay, so now I get to say that I disagree with you both. I think
Good.
that it is, I mean, what happened when the guy from I forget his name who took advantage of that to lose the House for like 20 years? Gingrich.
Oh, I was
Newt
going
Gingrich. So the Tea Party,
I was going to say George
not
Santos, but
not a total success. I mean, there's a lot of intelligentsia in the right-wing media that don't have a lot of good things to say about that.
Yeah, I agree. It isn't a direct Tea Party to Trump. There was lots of other things in between, but it was the initial spark.
I'm sorry, what? What are you trying to show me?
I was just showing you the lizard climbing.
Oh, fuck. Is it on the inside or the outside?
Yeah,
Oh, good. I don't care.
So I was saying, Frank, sorry, Steve, that the Tea Party was just the spark, and you're right. It didn't directly lead to anything, but it was the spark that catalyzed a lot of other stuff over about 10 to 15 years.
wow, it started with Reagan.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, it started with Clinton, actually. But my point would be that I did not find anything compelling about the march. I think people were glad to get out and take a walk. I think that no real politicians, in other words, people that answer
Isn't
questions.
that what we were just saying?
What do you think about this?
No, you're suggesting that this is a turning point or some sort of
No.
significant thing?
No. I was not. I was
We're
saying
both,
exactly
we're saying
what
the
you're
opposite.
saying.
We're agreeing with you.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay, well, I just don't feel it.
You misunderstood that we were agreeing with you
I
by
don't-
disagreeing with
He's
us.
used to me disagreeing with him all the
Oh
time.
my God.
By the way, just out of interest, what do you guys think about this California election that's happening in a couple of weeks? So, yes on 50, which is the Californian, copy of the Texas gerrymander.
I'm in favor of it.
Yeah.
There's a big debate here because obviously the whole idea of gerrymandering is so corrupt in both Democratic and Republican.
The whole idea of the death of democracy is so corrupt that it doesn't take me long to say, this isn't working. Let's try what all the army of Republican lawyers are doing. They seem to have a
but isn't it that a spiral to a bad place?
I think if they don't do it, it's a spiral to a worse place because it's a net loss where there should be at least an evening of this because nobody I was going to say nobody wants this, but one person wants this so bad, it doesn't matter how he gets it.
I'm actually going to vote yes to it, but as I vote yes to it, I think I'm responsible for collaborating in a highly dubious enterprise.
Well, it's very difficult to rationalize being from the left wing and being a libertarian and actually supporting all this right wing stuff. It must be difficult.
Let's talk about Taylor Swift's new
Yeah,
album.
I imagine that would be difficult.
Where you Frank comes completely out of the black on that one.
I know he's not talking about me when he says that.
What did he say?
I wanted to mention a couple things that I
Okay,
think
but
pretty.
what did he say before we?
No, I just threw it in there to see if it would be like a
Okay,
hand
I
grenade,
missed
and
it.
it
I was
seems to be.
talking.
I said, let's
was.
talk about Taylor
Oh,
Swift's
good.
new album.
Tina's right.
Anyway, Tina,
what-
what were you saying?
So the things that I've been concerned that there's not enough talk about in the media. There's some, but not enough. There's certainly not enough politicians stepping up and asking questions as we seem to be blowing boats up.
Mm,
Wag the dog.
And we do not have, there's no information that's being released about who these people are. According to some people, when the Coast Guard does just what's the proper word? Interdict
interdict.
a
Yeah,
boat.
not interdict.
Gotta be careful about that one.
Whatever. Yeah, I don't say that word correctly. That they 1 out of 4 times they're wrong.
25% are not.
So
There's no drugs on 25% of those
What a
boats.
shock.
There was a family on one of those boats, wasn't there?
So,
Wife, husband,
you know,
wife,
we're
and
blowing
children.
up boats. There's not a lot of kickback about it. There's not a lot of press about it. I guess I chalk it up to there's the it in Trump world, there's so much shit that's going on all the time that you can only pick a couple things to talk about, and the rest of it just gets pushed aside. In meantime, it seems like this is setting some kind of precedence for, well, we'll do what we want. We're gonna
Well, I remember the
don't ask
invasion
questions.
the invasion of Grenada.
I was there.
There's a long history of
Wag the dog stuff.
yeah, there's a long history of it, and America's never been too worried about what people think. If it wants to blow something up, it typically does, and that's true of both Democrats and Republicans. So one has to take the view that
Oh,
no one cares because apparently this is drugs. Who knows if it's true, but everyone thinks it is.
Well, it seems like
what if they have the wrong boat? What
but
if
it's
I don't know.
it seems like it depends on
Oops.
who's in office. I remember, well, I don't remember because I wasn't around then, but wasn't that Bay of Pigs thing a pretty big deal?
Not
That Bay of Pigs thing.
It seems like that was a pretty big deal, trying to figure out ways to, kind of stop certain activity that was close to home. And it was when they found out about it, it became a big deal. We're living with a guy who has done some of the most ridiculous, underhanded kinds of things, and it's always kind of being brushed under or not given a lot of airtime because
Right.
it seems like that's because they expect it from him,
And
and
we
it's,
are putting
it's
there are military people in uniforms with guns walking around our streets in our cities right now. You know what? Because there's something going on 2 blocks over. Not because
that's where we've got to help the Democrats come out with a narrative.
there's something the Democrats could grab a hold of. They could healthcare at that.
Well, they need a
positive.
positive narrative that includes stopping crime. Stopping crime is important, and I think right now the narrative of the Ministry of War, not the Ministry of Defense. I want peace in the world, but I'll bomb the shit out of everyone I want to bomb the shit out of, is working as an overarching narrative. It's working for him. What's the Democratic worldview on foreign policy, domestic crime, and so on?
Which, by the way, is going down.
Yeah,
not up.
The only problem I have with that view, Keith, is that it doesn't represent reality. The Democrats are just as bad as the Republicans.
That's kind of what I'm saying. They're worse
Okay, good. So
because
we're
they don't.
violently
It's even
agreeing
worse.
that. So what's your plan here? We're going to
So
support the Democrats
trying to,
to continue to be feckless.
no, I'm
And
challenging us with coming up with a narrative. The Democrats.
us,
Right.
who the hell are we?
Well,
Well, we're citizens. We have the right to come up with ideas.
Well, I hear you.
Look,
So I say you arm the militias to go after the military, and then you end up with a civil war, and you let it just play out.
That sounds like a great idea there, Frank.
Look, it's an idea. I mean,
this is the only good thing about
We could
freedom of the.
let's call it the White Panthers.
exactly. Yeah.
This brings me to the other thing that I'm terrified of, which is anyone who is not, I don't know, not MAGA or not a Republican or not for Trump is getting labeled Antifa.
Terrorist.
Well, isn't that what the
And
Levitt
then
lady said?
Antifa is being labeled as terrorist, and then
Antifa.
terrorists,
It's not
they
even
are
a
allowed
thing.
to
There's
go
no
and handle
membership.
terrorists in a different way. And
You're right.
so when are they coming for us?
Well, there are some jerks in Portland that killed people from the left. So there are jerks within it.
What does that mean? I didn't see that story.
You didn't
Yeah,
see that in
No, I
Seattle,
didn't see it.
in Portland. There was a whole part of the city that was a no-go area for the police, and there's a YouTube video of some kids running through it and got shot.
YouTube video.
Yeah,
Thank God for YouTube, because it's just completely eaten television.
it could have been AI, and I may be being fooled.
No, it's a true story. The video may be AI, but it's a true story because it's being downplayed, and it's being downplayed as much as the fact that the Department of War isn't a real thing.
It's like the kid that killed Charlie Kirk. There is a kind of a young fringe that is, not immune to using violence.
Mm-hmm.
So don't say anything bad about Charlie Kirk if you're coming overseas and it's in your social media feed, because you'll get stopped.
But we all have to admit, though, there is a huge double standard, and think about the uproar that came about when Obama said the Republicans are clinging to their guns and religion, and think about what Hillary said about deplorables. And then in all the uproar that went on around those two things, and then you hear the press secretary say the Democratic Party is made up of people that are hate ICE, and it's like
And
three
they
things
hate
he said.
America.
Oh,
Yeah, they hate
terrorists.
America. They're terrorists.
terrorists,
They
yeah.
want to give all your money to people who are illegally here. That was the press secretary of the United States. That's her definition of the Democratic
And
Party.
by
And
the
that's
way,
a
they are.
lie.
But
That
she's like Muhammad Ali, and the Democrats are like rope-a-dope, not
Yeah.
rope-a-dope, but actually getting hit on the ropes.
Yeah,
And
but
the Democrats don't.
And Dammy took care of that.
How is it that the administration can continue to say that illegal aliens will be getting free health care when, in fact, illegal aliens don't?
are not allowed. Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
it
but
fits
that-
the narrative that people on that side want to hear. They agree
Yes.
with that narrative.
That's right. So
they don't
why
care about
are
the
we-
facts.
Why are we even implicitly by stating things that are not true? Why are we doing that?
Well,
Why?
because just to acknowledge that these unfortunately, some of these things are believed and popular. And so the Democrats have to become popular. Let's say we all want the Democrats to become popular. I do, just to be clear about that. How can they be equally powerful in combining an overarching view of the future with people's daily lives into a set of things that you want to vote for?
But I think that stance is not credible, because I feel this way about the AI, and I don't want to get into it.
Don't go there then.
It always
Too
comes
late.
back
No,
to
I don't.
AI.
I reserve the right to talk about whatever
Hey,
I
hey.
want to talk about.
I
And what I'm saying is that the the idea of engaging on a subject that you know to be a lie, all that's doing is amplifying the people that make that lie. Why would you do that?
Not if you disagree with it.
I
Only
I
No,
disagree. I mean, I know
I think it's very easy to say the lie and say it's a lie, and then to
I
have
didn't
the
hear
other
that.
person
I heard
shut
nobody say that it
no,
was a
you're
lie.
absolutely,
I didn't
Steve.
hear
You're
Pete say that it was a lie, and I didn't hear Frank saying it was a lie.
no. I did say it was a lie.
Eventually,
And
yes.
but the thing is that you are making a good point, because it's the idea in advertising of frequency of a certain message. The more you say it, whether it's true or not true, the more you say it, it starts to hold. It starts to take hold. So if you've got a whole lot of people that can hear it, and that's called the reach, and you say it over and over and over again, even if you say it on the left side or on the right side, the message sticks. And that isn't necessarily a good thing. And then
It sticks with
with the
who?
people who wanted
With
to
who?
hear it. Well,
Yeah, and who are they, and are we uh why are we sacrificing our credibility with people
by
we
saying it
care
at
about?
all.
Yeah,
Well, because you want to make the point that it's a lie, but the point is that by saying that it's a lie sometimes motivates the wrong side.
I can give you an example
I
from
don't.
sports, which Brent, you may relate to this. My team has been bad for 10 years, and as a fan, my gut wants to only say good things about the team. But most fans, and it's the most supported sports franchise in the world, are now very sanguine, and they say the whole thing stinks. The leadership, as in the owners, are full of it. The managers they've bought, they've fired quickly. The
Good, 3
players,
weeks.
the players have got arrogance and egos that means they don't play hard enough. And so, as a fan now, we're criticizing our own structure in order to rebuild it on a more solid foundation.
How's that
So,
going for you?
and by the way, all the fans of the other teams agree with all of our criticisms. And you could say, don't say that because you're helping the Liverpool fans. But we don't. We want to build on from the ground up. We want to build something strong.
How's that going for you?
We beat Liverpool 2-1 at Liverpool today. So it's pretty good.
So today,
After 10 years.
after 10 years,
It's the first time we've won at
and for the
Liverpool.
next 10 years, it'll be what it was before.
Well, you've got to keep building. You've got to keep building. You've got to own your own weakness and then fix it.
Right. That's why I find it fascinating that nobody will say that Trump did a really good thing with the peace talks.
I think he did a good thing with the peace talks, but I also think Trump, I also think that deglobalization and the America First policy is a backward-looking policy that doesn't understand.
It's called, I mean, Trump is Trump, but didn't, all things being equal, do we want the stock market to stay high? Yes, we do. As a voting population, that's what we want.
Yeah, for the tiny number of people who have stocks. And
never has individual stock ownership been as high as it is now.
And
yeah, never has gold been as high as it is now, too.
You can hold two things in your mind. One is gold is probably a smart bet. If you look at how crypto is doing this week. And on the other hand, Trump did a good thing.
Ian Waring has been making some really interesting points in the chat.
Yeah.
It's one of the points that he's made that is kind of sticks with me is that people don't rationalize small percentages. That they they look at things that are making a whole lot of noise about very tiny things in real life, and that seems to affect them more than the reality. So, for example, in the UK, he makes a point of talking about illegal immigration is a 3% problem, but people have been brainwashed to think it's a 48% problem. That seems to be something that affects a lot of different topics.
Well, that's the difference between what the Republicans talk about and what they really care about.
Yeah, but let's get one thing straight about the stock market. The stock market goes up whoever whoever's in office. This is not a new thing. The only thing that's really holding this thing up is him and his stupid tariffs. We all thought all the tariff talk was kind of done, and then what? He throws a bomb out there about China, and then
China.
the stock market goes down 900. If he would just shut up about this thing, he could take all the credit in the world
Look,
because it goes up all the time.
he's doing that on purpose. He's tanking the stock market so people can go buy short, and then bringing it back by tacoing it, and then they sell long. That's what's happening.
There is some
There's a-
stuff going on. I know
No,
we'll never see it.
there's a deeper thing there about rare earth minerals, which are super important to batteries. I don't know if you saw yesterday, Elon Musk's Tesla ordered 180,000 parts for building robots. A lot of the rare earth minerals in batteries come from China, and China's reaction to the whole tariff thing was to stop selling them to America. And then this 100% tariff is his reaction to that. And he's meeting with Xi in South Korea in a couple of weeks. And at least, what's his name? Scott, beginning with B. Bessent,
yeah.
is signaling that a deal's going to get done. So
Never have I hated the word deal as much as I've hated it for the last year and a half or two.
And if it wasn't some big thing to the richest guy on the earth who can whisper in his ear and have all the other billionaires in the cabinet freak out, this wouldn't happen. Do you think if this was a big thing for all of us, he would be acting like that? Or is it a big thing because his billionaire buddies are saying, "Hey, this is important to us."
Well, look, he's completely right to try to improve America's position in global trade because America, I've always thought in recent decades, is in relative decline. And so slowing that down or reversing it is kind of important. So he's not wrong. His methods are completely brutal, reactive, and brutal, and I think somewhat irrational, but effective actually to some
I would
extent.
say it was irrational, and his motives are completely, to me, not on the up and up. It's only
Listen,
because big guys like him, his billionaire buddies, bring this to his attention. If he was looking at it just purely from what this means for America as a whole, he wouldn't be saying any of this stuff.
China, as Ian Waring points out, is outthinking America on every single turn.
That's not shocking.
Well, because China weirdly currently represents stability and status quo, and Trump represents disruption and change.
No, I would say chaos.
Or chaos, chaos sometimes. Certainly,
change is way too nice a thing.
Okay, so I appreciate Keith you putting one in for old Trumpy, but enough now. Okay,
I'm not really putting one.
We'll have plenty of hours more on the next show in 2049. Okay, Tina, any thoughts before we start to wrap this up?
Well, I'm still still pretty upset about the right talking about the left as terrorists and about how they're going to deal with them.
It's actually the all Democrats. That's the Democratic Party makeup was that, which is I'm not a Democrat, but I don't think any group you can label a whole group of people with one thing. It's just
no, you can't, but they do.
Yeah.
Well,
I think you're going to end up with violence. I think that's what's.
it's like anything, if you want to achieve something, you go for the most extreme. Let's say you want to close down internet publishing, you talk about child abusers, and everyone says, "Oh yeah, we got to stop the child abusers." Then they get to do all the stuff they really want to do about the internet. It's the same with this democratic terrorist. What you really want is to depict destabilization as coming from the left. So you've got to pick the most extreme example, and obviously there are real examples that you can point to, and
I
then
think he's
leverage.
kind of anti-communist. It's dot dot dot.
Yeah, that's another one.
Memes are failing.
Can
They're
I
slowly
can
but
I ask
surely they're becoming non-competitive with TikTok.
can I ask a
Actually,
question of the group?
Mm.
Does anybody think that if the Epstein files are released and Trump is all over it, that it's going to matter one bit?
No,
no.
no, because we already see the picture. We understand there's a video. We understand the guy was up to his elbows.
So to speak.
It's a political comment.
I understand.
Uh, but what I do think is going to happen is that it's going to give the Democrats something to waste time on,
Yeah.
while they should be doubling down on this Mamdani campaign. And I have a feeling that they're going to be hard pressed to avoid. If you listen to his comments on the debate, he said some stuff about the other candidates, namely Cuomo. He basically said, it was like, well, I may be stupid, but you're ugly and you're still going to be ugly tomorrow. He used that kind of uh, logic that you may disagree with what he has to say, but you agree with the guy.
Can I say I'm going to do a turnaround here from what I said earlier when I said I don't think Mamdani's campaign is going to have an international effect. I mean, a national effect. I
Mhm.
actually think it will have a national effect. He will win, and things that he's going to do and say and talk about will resonate. And maybe the Democrats will look at it and say, "Ooh, he's onto something," and grab a hold of something that he's
right,
doing.
because they're going to be out of office if they don't.
Well, there's two effects, I think. The first effect is, let's call it the Bernie Sanders effect, where
God,
he gets his success will get embraced by a lot of Democrats who will amplify that approach, and I think that is definitely going to happen. The question is that enough?
what does that have to do with Bernie?
Well, because Bernie is good at that, right? Bernie actually has created bandwagons quite often.
I would quibble with that
I
assessment.
don't know. Bernie's out there with AOC
Well,
doing stuff that he wouldn't have done if he hadn't.
Well, AOC is, I think, challenged vigorously by Mandami.
Well, maybe Mandami, let's not compare him then to Bernie. He's got his own thing, but it will get embraced and it will get amplified. On the other hand, the Republican talking point will now include the Democrats are going crazy. Look what they just elected in New York. And
Yeah, that's what
they're
that
all
is there.
socialists.
That's right. And the answer will be,
They're
yeah.
all socialist terrorists.
So what?
yeah,
Maybe. I think Keith's on. I think Keith's on.
The Republicans have been sorry, let me just finish. The Republicans have been tearing down the idea of institutions and credibility so long now that nobody gives a shit about whether or not you're being called a communist. It just doesn't work.
yeah.
Hasn't communism been gone ever since the wall came down? By the way.
Well, it's got a new meaning, Frank. It's interesting because I would have thought this is impossible, but the word communism doesn't any longer mean the Soviet Union. Young people use it in a different way. They mean anti-capitalism.
They mean socialism.
They not even socialism. All they really mean is anti-capitalism. And anti-capitalism is very popular amongst young people because they feel as capitalism is only self-serving for rich
one
people.
of Trump's strengths.
Yeah, so I think the word communism has been reinterpreted by young people.
those young people will continue to think that way until they find out that they need to become capitalists in order to succeed.
That's right.
Well, and plus it doesn't have any real substantive meaning other than it's a label to identify against something. That's really what it
All
is.
right. Here's my poll for the day. Uh, Raise your hand if you think that working from home or anywhere is a viable choice.
Or anywhere? What do you mean? What is
Or
that?
anywhere.
Work from anywhere.
What does that
Work
question mean?
from anywhere.
As opposed to in an office.
From home.
Oh, okay.
Raise your hand.
Yes.
Viable.
Any
I
yes?
think, I
Viable
think it's
choice.
viable.
I
You
think
mean, is it okay? Is it?
is it viable as what eventually will become a political party? Yes or no?
It's not a big enough
So
point.
you're no?
No, I'm yes.
Oh,
Personally,
good.
I'm
So
yes.
that's one.
But I don't
Yeah,
think
Frank, hang on. This
I'm
is
yes.
binary.
With some binary, I'm a yes.
Okay.
I
Brent,
still don't understand the question.
that's okay.
Yeah, I don't really quite understand.
I don't understand it either, but I'm still a yes.
There's a voice common among certain CEOs in the tech economy that working from home is a bad idea. That it needs to be people need to go into the office 4 or 5 times a week, unless they're CEO.
BlackRock just built a whole new building, apparently, or bought and renovated in New York with the sole purpose of going back to a 5 day in the office week.
All right. And the logic that has been expressed by people in the tech industry of a certain level, CXO and really CEO, that's a viable way to foster the necessary communication, cross communication inside corporations, which leads to success. Right. As opposed to the reality of the situation, which is that many CEOs never come into the office.
Well, because if you're a CEO, your job is usually mostly outward facing. The
Yeah, they're on their
COO,
boats.
Yeah, I was trying to make this simple.
yeah.
That's what I'm asking. Does work from home have legs? No.
Everyone voted. Brent and I said we didn't understand it. So
Okay, so that's not an answer.
You got 2 yeses from Frank because he doesn't understand it, and one.
Okay, so I wasted my time trying to explain what.
No, I think what Steve's saying is against there's an emerging trend to say we've all got to go back to the office, and Steve's saying no, that's the wrong move.
No, I'm saying it's just not true.
It's not true, and you're against it, yeah. And I agree with you.
I'm not against it. I'm just saying that it's not true.
See? It's clear as mud, Steve.
Well, if it's not true, you can't be for it, right?
Immigrants, illegal immigrants are not getting tax breaks or whatever that lie is.
Correct.
Healthcare.
Healthcare, right. Okay. So does everybody think that healthcare is going to go down to a continued defeat as a result of that lie? I don't.
That's not going to be the reason.
I think ultimately healthcare is going to end up being free in America, but it's going to take a long time.
A very long time. It has to be free. It's where America is one of the few countries where it isn't.
So
But by the way,
10
Steve,
years,
Keith, you know that even when it's free, it's not free.
Yeah. Everyone pays for it in different ways.
but it's a lot less expensive in some ways than like having your entire family basically put out on the street because somebody gets sick.
Yeah. Again, God bless the NHS.
Brent?
Well, just the general approach that society should look after its citizens.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
That's communism.
I don't think the founding fathers were willing to express that, not even for the entire population.
Let's not forget the founding fathers. What medicine to them was a barber.
But the other thing I'd say, by the way, is I don't think that is socialism. I think it's capitalism. If capitalism is successful, it can create so much wealth that it can pay for things for everyone.
That's an opinion that you
Yeah.
think and hope. I'm not sure you're right about it,
I
Well,
hope
I
he
think,
is.
but
I
it would
think
be great if that all, if this AI thing just paid for everything.
It's not
It'll be fine.
getting us good a healthcare system.
That's
So
right.
I
have you tried using ChatGPT as a doctor for yourself personally, like telling it your symptoms and stuff? I have.
No, I just cut the ChatGPT out of the loop and don't ask anybody because I'm screwed.
Yeah, because I don't want to know anymore. I'm
All right. We said a couple of the TV things, but
the lowdown. Good.
yeah, it's all right.
Wait, you said
I
No,
have
I
a
think
couple
I
of
you
think
said it was great.
I think that guy is great.
I have a couple of
Yeah.
a couple I get pacemaker. I love that. But honestly,
Peacemaker.
if you aren't watching the third season of The Diplomat, you're missing out on the new.
Is it out?
It's out, and it's so good. It feels.
Are you
it
sure?
Almost. Yes, I'm positive, and it feels like The West Wing.
It's
It is so
it's
good.
only well, why it feels like the West.
He's been crying about how there's nothing to watch and he's missed this.
So, and not only that,
No,
the
I
the-
respectfully dissent that you're right about that it's the third season and that it's out.
the
it is.
rain,
I'm watching it.
the Rainmaker,
Can you verify this?
the
Yeah,
Rainmaker, which has got
yeah,
John,
that's pretty good. I like
John
that.
Slattery.
Yeah,
He's terrific. He's so good. And by the way, also the new season of Slow Horses is
Fantastic.
spectacular.
Nice.
It's
I love Slow. It was my favorite show until this year.
but I agree with you. Peacemaker, fabulous. I've
It's
also
not
really
fabulous. I won't. I
it
watched
is,
it when
it's
she's not.
hilarious, especially that opening dance number. But I also really like
I love the opening dance.
I also really like Invasion. Invasion is a smart.
I
Don't
like it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
it's a smart sci-fi.
Frank, my guess is that they're going to end up making friends with the aliens and live together.
Well,
yeah.
certainly that Asian woman opened up the door to that, and I'm waiting for something like that to happen because they all of a sudden you started feeling bad for the aliens, even though they killed thousands of
Is it
people.
Perfect.
Invaded.
Is it really?
Yeah. Anyway, there you go. I don't have
Season
any.
3 ending. The creator. Oh, you mean Jesus? Sorry.
Yeah, don't
any
read
spoilers.
don't read the spoilers on it. It's really good because the whole season is out right now. You can binge the whole thing, and that's kind of what I was doing during the hour that you
It's
said
like
we
the
weren't going
work
to be
from
on.
home thing. See, they tell us that it can't go like that. That you have to watch every week, like Grey's Anatomy.
But we haven't talked about the Plus being removed from Apple TV.
Because that's a big deal. It was
Oh,
almost as
darn.
big as HBO adding Max.
Luckily,
we
we
haven't
can just
talked about
erase
the
all of what came first and just replace it with that discussion.
And we haven't talked about the M5 chip.
Okay, Brent, any?
Who's that? Who didn't bring that up?
Yeah, who cares about
Brent
that?
went and
I
got
hear
food.
that the iPad Next 5 or
Brent
whatever
got
it's
his
called
dinner
is pretty good. Is that true?
I've sold my old one and got the new one.
Well,
but
of course you have, but that doesn't count.
True.
Okay.
I have 4 old ones, and they're on various stages of being old, and I need to just unload them all.
I'm also selling my Apple Vision Pro and not buying the new one because I've decided that it's a wrong path.
Oh, I
I was very
Nothing.
tempted to go and
Gotta
buy a
laugh out
pair
loud.
of.
if you want to be a creator that survives the bundled shakeout, yeah, you need to buy that next one.
No, I'm
So
not buying it.
I was going to go and
totally.
buy the Ray-Ban glasses, and I went into to look at them, and I was disappointed that other video sources could not be used in them. So until that happens, it's not going to be something I'm going to buy. But
That's
once
right.
that happens, I'll
That's
buy
right.
it.
Power of the no. All right. So, Brent, do you have any TV shows that or you care about or
No, but I got two
recommend?
things I'd like to share.
Okay.
Um, I want to shout out. Let's see, what's this guy's name? Shout out to Ron Willett, who I met in the Las Vegas airport. He walked up to me and said, "Hey, you wouldn't happen to be a Rams fan, would you?" And of course, you're wearing my usual attire. I was like sarcastic. Oh, well, yeah, why you ask? Yeah, what makes you think that? Come to find out, he is also a Rams fan, lives in Orlando, but has season tickets to the Rams, which he genuinely and generously offered me to go to a Rams game and use his tickets for free. So I was like, hey, thanks a
That's,
Wow.
lot. I will
It's
do that some
amazing.
point in time this year. So I wanted to say thanks to that and shout him out.
I'll
And the second
bet.
thing is March 11th and 12th, the Serum players are doing their second annual. I guess now it's annual because the first time was just the first time. Second annual, what do we call that thing? IRL, in real life
Wow.
2026. So mark your calendars. Everybody on this call is definitely invited.
All
It's going to
right.
be at the very same place it was last year, or I guess it was earlier this year, at the Atlanta Technology Village in Buckhead. And hopefully
Nice
we'll see you
place.
there. Yeah.
Great monitors.
They have
Great.
such good shooting ranges in Buckhead.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So,
I'd like to say happy birthday to Steve.
Oh,
yeah,
I had a birthday a few days ago,
happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday to
fearless
and
leader.
you.
we had a
Happy
pretty miserable
birthday
birthday that day. I
it's the
gotta
to
tell
worst,
you.
you.
worst
So
birthday I've ever had.
we're having birthday month, but that's
The,
kind of
the
a
only good thing about getting old is that the worst birthday is still you're alive.
yeah.
Oh, I have something to tell you guys, Steve and Tina. I went to Ez and I reached out to Harley McBride, who got back to me.
Oh my God, how's she doing?
And
This is
she's
Richard
she's doing great.
Belzer's wife.
She doesn't live there anymore. She moved to another part of the south of France, closer to listen, Ez is as beautiful a place as you could ever want to go to, but it's literally on the side of a mountain, and everything is a very long walk up and walk down, and the beaches are kind of grungy, but it's absolutely spectacularly beautiful. But if you're like Harley and you want to go and do stuff, it's not going to be there. So she's moved to a more cosmopolitan part of the south of France, and she got back to me, and we had an interesting chat, and it was just great to hear from her. She was it was great, and she talked about her daughter who used to work for me at NBC, and it was nice. Just thought
Oh,
you'd be
I'm
interested.
so glad to hear that.
That's
Yeah,
great to hear.
Wonderful.
yeah, that's it. I got nothing else.
Hi.
I'm not crying. It's great to hear.
Yeah. All right. Well,
We should do this again sometime this year.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not promising. It depends. All you have to do is read Keith's newsletter, and then you can probably figure out whether I want to do a show or not.
Keith's newsletter is really good. I mean,
It's
it's
amazing.
honestly,
This most recent one is just too much to read,
yeah.
and too much of being told what to think.
I've recently tried being very pointed in my titles and editorials, and the readership's gone up quite a bit.
Yeah,
Well,
mine's gone
I'm
down.
glad for you.
I don't get it.
Well,
Feel
you
like
don't
there's-
write editorials.
Well, I've been starting to write a little more than at least one thing
Well, a
a
sentence
newsletter, but
is okay. But this most recent editorial by Keith, it
it's a
looked
long
like it was
think
gonna
piece.
be a long one, and then it turned double that.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
so
too much thinking.
So the AI revolution has not reached the.
Well, I'll tell you what's going on there. And Andrew, if you listen, you won't like this, but Andrew Keene is totally winding me up. And he spent the whole week telling me that it's all going to end in catastrophe and the world economy is going to crash because of AI investing. And so I decided to write an editorial which was effectively an argument against his point of view, and it turned into an essay that's longer than normal. I agree, but I tried to be completely extreme in how I expressed it that would wind him up. So my opening paragraph was why speculation is a good thing, and that without speculation there's no innovation. And
Totally true.
It did wind him up. And if you go and look at his version of yesterday's video and what he wrote.
Oh, you didn't do a video together?
No, we did a video together, but we posted it in two different places, and he posted his with different text than mine. It's almost like he was on a different video if you go and read his text.
Wow.
So, but I think it's good. I think the fact that he winds me up is what makes it interesting. It keeps me engaged, and it keeps me thinking about my points. Whereas if I didn't have that, I'd get lazy.
Well, I read it this time all the way through,
the whole
start
thing?
to finish. Most of it.
Start to finish. Some parts left.
Yeah.
Most of it. I read it sort of like the way I read AI stuff.
Hi, I'm
Quickly.
Harlan Jeffries, and I don't answer that question.
It's not Harlan either.
Harlan Coben.
No.
Now there's a guy.
Okay.
Yeah, who just wrote a new book with one of those actresses from the morning show, one of the blondes.
Jennifer.
One
Aniston.
of the blondes.
No, the other one. The producer.
You can say stuff like that over there in London town.
What?
One of the blondes.
Well, I can't remember her name, but there's two blondes that are the stars. Reese Witherspoon. Yes, it was Reese Witherspoon who wrote a book with Harlan Coben,
who turned into an incredible producer,
director, and writer. She's really done something great in the entertainment world, and she wrote a thriller with Harlan Coben, which I find to be interesting because I think he's a great writer. And then I heard this interview between the two of them, and I realized Harlan Coben is American. That blew me away because most of the time I think, well, these Americans really are Brits. Nah, this guy's an American.
Well, speaking of the morning show, which we're not going to talk about because we're on episode 5, I am a huge fan now of Billy Crudup.
He's good.
He's amazingly talented.
You know, Brian Stelter is one of the executive producers of that show.
I know you love him.
I like him. I do.
Well, you know,
I'm glad he has a job.
Looking at that time, it's about time, isn't it?
Yep.
For what?
To say goodbye. Say goodnight to you, Frank.
What's the symbol in
it's late for
broadcasting, Frank?
No, this is hurry up.
Wind it up.
That's the symbol of Frank.
Exactly. It's 1:15 p.m. Pacific time. It must be almost bedtime where you guys live.
No, that's where Frank lives.
It's time
it's
for
21:14.
It's time for us to catch the early bird.
Yeah.
You guys can get the blue plate special at the local diner now. It's like 4 o'clock.
Say hi to Jack Klompus for me. That's a Seinfeld reference.
Thanks to Ian for hanging in there with us today. And I know why Deanne's not around because, it's football season and she's busy. Who's
her team?
And Brent, if you get bored in Half Moon Bay and you want to escape for an evening, I don't know if you're hiring a car, but if you are, ping me and you can come over and I can buy you a burger and give you a beer.
And let me play with your Vision Pro?
No, he sold it.
It'll be gone by then. It's on a one-day auction on eBay.
I think the new one's going to be better anyway.
It's the same low price. So
I want to see how long you hold up to I'm not getting the new one.
No, I'm not.
That will be the first time. I know you.
I'm going to wait for glasses because I do believe glasses are the way forward.
But yeah, I'm
totally. And by the way,
I need to wait for glasses.
It's really cool that you can buy the Oakleys and the Ray-Bans now. I mean, and with the camera, I like it. And the audio, I like it. I just want to see more video.
They've got to have the Apple visual impact in the form of glasses. That's what we need.
Yeah. Then I'm buying.
Alrighty.
And with the prescription.
Yeah, exactly. I got Zeiss lenses in my Vision Pro, and it made me go and get Zeiss lenses in my glasses. They're so much better than all the others.
Mm.
Well, it's been great, guys.
Thanks everybody. Thanks to everybody who showed up.
And
And
for those who didn't. We'll see you
Bye-bye.
again.
Bye.
Next time,
Ciao,
if there
man.
is a next time. Bye.
No, I don't say that anymore.
I know. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you guys.
See ya.
later.
Got to stop the stream, guys.
Yeah,
I'm figuring that out again.
can you stop record first?
Hey, you want me to stop record first?
Yes, I do. I want to see that it recorded.
Well, I pushed the button.
Did it come up and
No.
not a good sign?